broadcasters.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Minnesota Championship Series. My name's Cersero, and I have the pleasure of being joined by Maniac tonight. Maniac, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Running the production and casting today. It'll be a bit of a challenge, but I'm here for it.
Yep, and I mean, production and casting at the same time. We're going to be doing a lot tonight because we've got four more matches for y'all. It's the premier division, though, this time, so the creme de la creme of MNCS. And our first match of the night, the Duluth Superiors taking on the Mankato Atlas.
Yeah, I think. So we are officially in Major 2 of Season 7 of MNCS in the group stage, which means that we're going to be seeing three teams from this. I believe this is Group B, facing off, and then potentially a tiebreaker at the end. So we're seeing teams getting heated up to play in that bracket for the finals of the major, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to tonight. As you said, group stage of finals, you got to bring your A game, right? You can afford to have a bad night, drop any games, make mistakes that you normally wouldn't. Like you got on your A game tonight, and we'll have to see which players can. Because the Duluth Superiors, right? That is our third seed coming in, and the Atlas the sixth seed. So already in the points, you got to favor the Superiors. But, and if my memory is correct here, I've had the chance to actually cast some Atlas games, and they've been having a little bit of a turnaround in the back half of their season. So I think the sixth seed might be a little deceiving for how good they actually are.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both of these teams in Premier and near the top of their standings, I believe. So this is going to be, as all of these games are, yeah. So Duluth at third and the Atlas at sixth. All of these games are always fantastic, but especially as we get closer to that, our big tournament, this stuff's going to heat up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we're getting fired up here in the booth. The players should be ready soon. Let me know, Maniac, how we're doing for that.
I believe we are going to. Oh, it looks like we are having some players disconnecting. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
It'll just be 1 second here.
All good, all good. They can just enjoy our casting phases for a little bit longer before we get back into it. But yeah, 4 matches tonight, starting off with Superiors Atlas, followed up by the Inferno and the Rangers. Match 3 tonight will be, let me double check the schedule, the Minneapolis Miracles and the St. Cloud Flyers. And then, as Mike said, if necessary, a tiebreaker at the end of the night. So a lot of action. Hopefully a lot of games. You always want to see every series go the distance. That last game OT winner just add some spice, to add some drama to the season. But, maybe we'll see some sweeps. Maybe we'll see some 4-game series. And anything's possible, as I believe. Maniac, please correct me if I'm wrong. All the matches are best of 5 tonight, right?
Yep. All matches are best of 5, and I believe that going into our finals, we're going into next week. We're going to have best of 7s as we work our way through the bracket. So it's going to be interesting week of MNCS next week, and certainly not a snoozer here either.
Yeah, no, I mean, the level of MNCS has always just been better every season. You always got new young talent coming in and popping off. You've got the same and old faces sticking around. And here's some names we can see on our screen. For the Superiors, Volt Destroyer, Caden, and Marty. No surprises there. That's been a solid squad all season. And for the Atlas, Zodak, Riker, and Azel. And I need to double check my notes here, because I know they made a substitution mid-season, and that's what kind of started the turnaround in their season. But more importantly, players are on the pitch, ball is underway.
Oh, and it looks like interesting.
More
no
delays.
Ball torso All right, awesome. That's Rocket League for you.
No, we will get that sorted, girl. Thank you for bearing with us, being patient. It's sometimes it's just how it is. Maniac, I don't know when you started playing Rocket League, but I've been playing this game since it came out. So I think I've seen it all. In terms of DCing mid-series, before a series, right after a series. So you always want it to be a fair playing field for all the players. So we do want to make sure we take the time just to get all the players happy on a good server.
Yep, absolutely. There's Rocket League is it can be a little buggy. There's nothing game breaking, but it's always something like, ugh, we gotta restart the match now.
Yep.
But that's okay. Thank you, Epic.
Hey, we always appreciate what they do, and I think the most important thing in that first game there was that no goals were scored. Right, it always gets kind of up in the air if a team scores a quick kickoff goal, and then it's like, well, we had a guy DC'd, but one team scored. It's always back and forth. So
Yep.
Positives. We got to count the positives tonight. The first being that it's just a clean reset, no issues there.
Absolutely, and we are currently making the new lobby, so we're just waiting for players to join in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, by the way, Maniac. You're setting up the game, you're running production, you're doing the casting as well. You got 3 roles tonight. I'm just talking about the gameplay. So, yeah, make sure you all send some love to Maniac. He's doing some work, and you're gonna be, I believe, here all night.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Yeah. Hopefully, you got some water, got some cough drops on standby, some honey tea if you're lucky.
And it looks like we're getting into the game.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna hold my breath. Are the players happy? They are happy.
Like
Gameplay's underway. Hoo-hoo, let's go, Maniac. Let's get this action started. It's the Superiors in their back half, trying to clear it out from the Atlas, who have got some good pressure off the opening kickoff here. And now it's a turnaround chance. Great rotation from Azel, though. Actually setting up an opposing player. That's a passing play and a shot. Blocked by the defense, both sides, coming out the gate swinging.
Yep, Riker with a nice 50, pushing it out, but Marty takes possession and just chooses to bang it. Volt out mid, 2 big whiffs.
Wow.
Okay. They're getting warmed up. Zodak trying to recover. And Azel with the shot. Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Left side of the goal, off the pass from Zodak.
Azel just lurking in Zodak's shadow, waiting for that ball to drop down, and just shoots it perfectly. There was a player net, but they're backwards. They're near the near post. No chance they save that ball. The Atlas will take a very early lead here in game 1, but the follow-up kickoff going towards the Superiors, who actually just get beat in the air. It's Azel leading the charge, and a nice double touch from Marty gets kept in by Riker, who's trying to chase this ball down. Double commit clear now from the Superiors, who do still have a lot of time to get themselves back in this game. Now a passing play attempt. No, a demo play. Kane is trying to charge in, and Riker with a great save in the 1v2.
Now Riker trying to slow down that Superior's offense, but the Superior's just not letting up. Pass off the backboard. Bottom left. That just bounces in.
Wow, both defenders were there staring at the ball. I think there might have been a miscommunication there. They thought they expected the other player to go for it. There was just too much hesitation, and both destroyers were punished.
Yeah, those sorts of mistakes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
everyone gets one, right?
Yep. That's just
But
muscle diff.
as I was saying, that goal from the Superiors, those kinds of mistakes, those defensive mistakes on the Atlas, are the things that separate 6th seed from top 3, right? Those communication, cohesive mistakes, they'll make or break a game. They'll make a team, they'll make the difference between these two incredibly good teams. And we've seen all the rest of this season that the Superiors have that cohesion, and they're in 3rd seed, but definitely not out of contention for number 1. So if they can keep up that level of cohesion, I don't see them losing this series or even maybe the major.
Definitely would be a statement if they can just have a clean series against the Atlas, who, as we were kind of talking about a bit before the game, have had a really good end to their season, the regular season at least. I believe they've on a 4 or 3 match win streak, so just racking up the wins here as they enter playoffs and looking to extend that streak in this group stage.
Yep.
But right now it's the Superiors drawing out triple commits. You were talking about defensive mistakes, Maniac. Atlas have to be really careful about those.
Yep. Absolutely. The Superiors, their offensive pressure is fantastic. Drawing out those triple commits, like you said, but also just keeping the Atlas out of boost, keeping them in their corners, not able to really put together good defense. And even here still, the Atlas, they're taking shots, they're looking for passes, but it doesn't seem to be quite to the level of pressure that we saw put on by the Superiors.
Oh, speaking of Superiors, they're actually hitting towards their own end. A back pass to the man on the backboard. Volt Destroyer will dump it down, and it's dumped right back. They're bumping each other. This is getting a little chaotic on the pitch, which always favors the winning team. Atlas still in the lead, and now with possession, if they can strip Marty here. 51 out, though. It's quick turnaround for the Superiors, and another follow-up 50. That is just wide. That easily could have been tie her up, but still the Superiors maintaining the pressure, and now it gets broken out by Azael with a pinch towards the back corner. Marty, last back, needs to get a savior, cannot get so, and oh, Zodak got the connection, but that one is wide as well. Now we're going back the other way. Volt Destroyers to Caden. Caden shot wide, by high bounce above the net. Marty flying in, can't get the finish. Atlas turning this one around with a passing play, cut out by Volt Destroyer. The action. Maniac is just non-stop at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. And, you know, Marty rocking the Fennec. The Fennec's not going to lose a 50 to an Octane. The Fennec just wins those 50s. And Marty knows that.
Is it the same hitbox? I'm not familiar with
I'm pretty sure
it's
the same hitbox. But
visual difference.
Yeah, Zodak looking for a double touch.
Oh.
Slowed by Caden, and Volt to clear. No one to take possession, no one to commit fast enough, and with 50 seconds left on the clock, this is looking a little difficult for the Superiors. I mean, one goal in 40 seconds is definitely not, you know, it's not not the scariest thing, but when you're kept on your defensive end, and when the Atlas keep making offensive looks like this, then it gets a little scarier.
Yeah, the Atlas just need to keep the ball close to prevent any possessive plays from the Superiors, and they can close out with the lead they've already built. The Superiors from the corner. Great pass. Volt Destroyer with the finish.
Amazing pass out from the corner from Marty to Volt Destroyer. Perfect placement right off that back wall. Atlas weren't up for it, weren't ready for it. And tying it up with 20 seconds left, I'm betting we're going to see an OT here. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, unless we see another kickoff. The fast shot, and it's too fast. Popping off here in the closing minute is Marty. He's given the Superiors a lead.
These defensive mistakes from the Atlas, just Azel, I mean, you know, you whiff some every now and then, but even not having a player challenge in the midfield right after that kickoff is, in my opinion, a pretty big rotational mistake, and something that I think the Atlas could look at to work on as they try to, you know, as they go into the next game of the series.
Well, there's still some time left. 2 tied up. It's on to
true.
Riker. That's a pinch out. That's on net wide. It's kept in the air. Extracurricular started. Pass out mid, and it's going to come down on the goal line. Oh, that's 0
you
seconds.
hate
It
to
just
see it.
touched. Oh, that could have been something special, Maniac, but the game 1 will be closed out. The Superiors, they were behind until the final 21 seconds of this game, and they'll win it.
And we now have game audio. That's on me.
Perfect. I was going to have to start making car noises to let them know what's going on. But yeah, we got the audio, got the game underway. And yeah, you know, it started off a little slow. You know, some mistakes from both sides. But towards that final minute, it was just nonstop back and forth action. These teams came to play.
Absolutely.
And the shots, what can we see here? Oh, 10-7. So decent numbers in the first game here, but game 2 is underway.
Zodak. Big clear. Out to Riker. Can he find something off it? Looks for the double touch. Goes out to Azel. But turned away by Volt Destroyer. As now KDN will look for the shot. Top corner, but turned away.
Is that how you say it? Is it KDN?
Out to Marty. These passing plays. Oh! What a save from Riker.
Oh, that's what they needed at the last bit there of game 1. But now they're making the saves. Now they're making the dribbles. No opening goals in the first 30 seconds, but defensive masterclass from the Atlas.
Absolutely. That amazing stuff out of the Atlas to keep that. That was a fantastic pass to the Superiors and just turned away right at the last possible moment.
Oh, now it's their chance to attack. Demoing in the corner, going for pass plays, but pass is too far forward. It's caught out by Volt Destroyer. Marty stepped up for their own challenge. Now last back is Zodak, who's gotten demoed here. It's a power play for a couple seconds. Marty trying to turn this one around, but it's awkward in the corner. Still awkward, still keeping it dangerous. Caden flying in shot. Will get steered wide still in the Atlas's third. And now pushed out, pushed back in. This is great pressure from the Spears, and now it's breaking the other way.
Bolt Destroyer on the clear. Zodak pushes it back into the corner. Marty with a big clear out to the orange corner, but doesn't get to play off of it as Zodak just turns it right around.
Oh gosh. Hazel just stepped up so hard for that challenge. It was bouncing in a dangerous spot, but no one was there for the finish. Zodak will catch it. Backflip on it, though. That is not what you want to see, as it's Caden in a 1v1. Just grabbed the 100. Gets dunked, though. Atlas just struggling to get any attacking pressure built in their favor. Maybe a chance here, but they're getting bumped. They're getting beat out in the 50. The Superior is just denying anything that they try to start unless Azel can get something going here. Dunk in, turned aside by Caden with a great save halfway through game 2, or just over that. Still a 0-0 game.
Now this game is much more competitive than that last game. I think we saw a lot of rotational mistakes from honestly both teams. A lot of just mechanical mistakes that are really getting ironed out in this second game of the series.
Nice little corner pinch. It's high though, leads to a shot. It's high as well. In a good spot are the Superiors as they're turning this run around into a 2v1. Riker with the deep rotation though, able to find a teammate on the clear, which you love to see. 2 players up from the Superiors, though. This is getting a little awkward. Players going in for passing plays, just getting cut out. The first man challenges from the Superiors have been so clutch so far. But shots keep coming in. Double commit save leads to a pinch the other way. That is one way to stop an attack, but now you've got some more coming your way.
Look, if you just get everybody in the goal, how are they going to get it past?
Yeah, that's true. 3 mercs stacked vertically, the old Season 1 strat.
Season 1? That's my current strat.
Yeah, I'll have to see if they go back to some nostalgic plays. You know, the meta's shifted so much in recent years, and one thing with the current meta is there's a lot of demoing and bumping, which we haven't seen too much of, especially on camera, directly related to the play. So maybe the team that brings those out first could be the team to get the advantage here, as we still don't have any goals scored. But the Owls are looking real awkward here. They're getting bumped on their backboard. They're getting dunked on. Oh, that was a dangerous bounce. And it's high. Marty flying in. You can't get the touch. Bolt Destroyer will turn around and just pass it towards Azel. Just dump it in. Caden is back, though, and should look to collect, but not the best touch either. Ball still high as well. So many shots just wide of net, but none directly on target or dangerous.
Yeah, like you said, demos rising every season, but I think players, you know, you get a few players that love to demo, and then the other ones don't really go for it. Oh, a booming shot from Riker off the pass.
What was the speed on that one? That was a bullet into the back of the head. Bolt Destroyer was there. They were almost supersonic, and they couldn't get back to that. Atlas taking another lead with 40 seconds left. This kickoff will be very crucial.
The Superiors taking possession in their offensive half. This could look scary for the Atlas. Cleared by Riker. Riker getting a savior and deserving it. That is some incredible saves that he's made on the day, and the only shot for the Atlas. So, just MVP. But this is scary.
This is really awkward here. Riker just dunked it. It's bouncing just wide. What is happening? How is that not in? Zero boost, trying to clear it out. Hazel getting demoed. Zodak, though, pushing this into the corner. Okay, Zodak just needs to find a teammate and ground it, and they will win game 2. It's kept alive by Bolt Destroyer. Riker on the backboard will clear this one out. It's coming down. The Atlas will hold on just barely. Maniac, I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah. And Riker, again, with the MVP, you better give him that MVP. 3 saves plus 1 shot. Doing everything to keep the Atlas competitive in this series.
Oh, man, yeah, that opening save in the first minute was insane. That goal as well. The last save, too, just stand-out performance from Riker here. tying it up, bringing this best of 5 into a best of 3. Just 2 more wins, and you'll get to move further on to this tournament.
Yep. Yeah, and you got to remember, this is not just play for points. This is not regular league play. This is the... sorry, I'm choosing the map. I'm losing my train of thought. This is the major. This is group stage of the major. This is not some little weekly play. Everything matters here.
And the pressure will continue to build as we get deeper and deeper into this series for both sides. And we should comment, by the way, even though the Superiors lost this game, they did outshoot the Atlas 8-5. Kaden themselves had more shots than the entire Atlas team. Or, sorry, the same amount of shots as the entire Atlas team. So they're making chances. They gotta be a bit more lethal with their finishing, or try and get some demos when the play's actually on the net and not when you're rotating back. Let's see if they make those changes, though. Game 3 underway. The Atlas are on the back foot already. Volt Destroyer bumping the man in net. Oh, bouncing just wide. A repeat of those closing seconds of Game 2. Another shot pinched out. Atlas defense in the opening seconds, always so crucial to prevent any early leads built by the Superiors.
Yeah, and I liked what you said about the Superior shooting versus the Atlas, but shooting doesn't matter if they don't go in, right? So turning that high shot count into actual goals is, I mean, it's the name of the game, isn't it?
I still sometimes have traumatic flashbacks to a series way back in 2017. I think best of 5, the other team had like 38 saves. It was insane. I got nightmares about those scoreboards. So hopefully that won't have to happen to any of these teams. We're still back and forth, but no one home for the Atlas. They'll just get scored on.
And I don't know if you noticed it earlier, but it looked like Marty going for some demos, maybe listening to the cast and trying to make things happen.
Well, they've gotten some demos in the other games, Maniac, but it's always been just defensive demos or demos that really don't directly contribute to the play. But Marty's now been very aggressive when his team's on the attack, which is when you want to be demoing here as the Superiors with some very early pressure in Game 3. Shot again on wide, blocked by Volt Destroyer, keeping this one in. As Riker with low boost attempting to get some kind of clear out, but it's still a dangerous spot. Zodak is up, but the defense from the Atlas is scrambling.
Marty with a shot, Kaden with another shot, but it's off the crossbar as it gets sent back into the Superior's side. Volt trying to turn it around, stopped, and Marty with a booming clear, but no possession.
Nope. Oh, he just full sent it with 0 boost at the ball here as it's bouncing in front of the Superior's net. Zodak going for a double touch, but Kaden's there first.
Right.
Touching it down to Riker. What do they got? Heavy touches. And back and forth. That's on net. Okay, Kaden flying in, forcing this one wide. A pinch going back the other way. We're seeing a lot of back and forth, but no sustained pressure.
You know what neither of these teams got right now? Possession.
Oh!
Maybe it doesn't matter, but no, cleared out by the Superiors. Another booming clear.
Oh, okay, Marty flying by the ball, almost getting the dunk. It's Volt Destroyer last back. Nice. Ooh, nice dribbling though. Turn back though, pass in the corner. Steered wide, halfway now through Game 3. The Superiors holding on to their 1 goal very early on. Passing play attempt to try and double the lead. Wow, whiff on the backboard, but no one home to put it away.
Looks like both these teams are playing catch, just passing the ball back and forth, not really scoring.
Very intense game of ping pong and whiffed musties here as the Atlas still can't get anything on net. Superior's turning this around with the boomer. Zodak backwards, awkward, so awkward, and Marty will punish.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams, just a lack of possession leading to shots like that. If that was not an unsavable shot. Atlas had a lot of time to get into a place where they could have slowed that down or could have stopped that. But they weren't there, they weren't ready for it because they aren't really looking for possession. It seems like, to me, the Atlas are playing scared and the Duluth are playing, or the Superiors are playing cocky.
Well, I mean, with the physical pressure that Marty has been leveling, the Atlas are just under so much fire here. They're getting saviors, they're getting saves, but they've already let 2 in. They need goals, they need shots, and if I'm not mistaken, they're losing in the shot category by quite a bit here. Caden with a nice little air dribble, Bolt Destroy, extending the play, and actually might get the dunk here. No, back in time is Azel, who will look to go for a ground to air dribble. They've glided it over 1, but now where's the second touch going to go? Caden does get the touch. Shot on net. The bouncer blocked by Volt Destroyer. Crucial save. It's followed up, though, by Zodak.
Wow. A nice aerial from Zodak to slip it past Marty. Superior's caught off guard, and now 1:15 left, and the Atlas are down 1. Definitely not impossible. Ooh,
and Volt Destroyer will punish again.
Looking a little bit more impossible here.
What a bump.
Yeah, an amazing bump from Marty to stop the defense.
Surface to air missile, Marty. I think they've got more bumps and demos than shots, and they've got more shots than the entire Atlas squad. If last game was the Riker show, this game has to be the Marty performance. As in the closing minute, the Superiors have a 2-goal lead and some defensive plays to make, but that's a bad touch, and thankfully Caden is there, extending it a little bit, and Volt Destroyer will just pump this out into a passing play, redirect attempt. Zodak high touch. Or it's a teammate of their own who in the closing seconds will try and turn this around, but they're just not getting the connections they need right now.
Yeah, you know, these teams, I guess game 3s, they're always kind of the low-key game, right? But these teams definitely seem like they're taking it maybe a little too low-key. It feels like they aren't playing to their competitive high, you know? And I think it's costing both of these teams, and it's just so happened that the Atlas have got hit by it worse.
Well, I will say, I think the Spears have upped their aggressive plays. Like we said, I wish we had a demo tracking and MNCS here as Marty just gets a dunk. And with 5 seconds left, that has to be the nail in the coffin. And look at that shot category. I don't know if you saw that, Maniac. Marty has 8 shots this game.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see this final scoreboard. At this point, the game is over. You got to start looking at game 4. The Superiors, they've made some changes as redirect attempt. Maybe they can get consolidation prize. Maybe no, just can't find anything there. And the players can do some card changes, but we've got a lot to talk about, Maniac, because now the Superiors are on match point.
Yep. I mean, this is kind of what you're expecting from this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're right about the shots. And I unfortunately can't see the demos, but I'm sure that they were crazy.
Yep.
Anyway, as I was saying, these are the kinds of differences you expect when you're watching a 3rd seed versus a 6th seed, right? These, you know, not destructive games, not blow it out of the park games, but small or, you know, somewhat small leads and just smarter and more perfect play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we haven't really seen any, you know, mechanical highlight plays, right? We haven't seen any chained wave or flip reset solo plays or some slick dribbles gliding past all the defenders. It's been a lot of just solid passing plays, demo attempts to clear the last man back, and good shooting from tight angles, and that is really all you need. If you're putting on 15 shots in a game and you're demoing the goalies, you're going to score at least a few, and the Spears have been doing just that.
Absolutely. And as we head into our game 4 here, taking it to Utopia Coliseum.
Ooh. Favorite map?
Favorite map?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Utopia Night, it's a very beautiful map, very classic. Up there, I'd say just ahead of Manfield Night. You know, I'm a fan of the classic maps.
Okay. Personally, I'm a Champs Field fan. I don't think you can go wrong with a little hype.
Yeah.
But I see it. I like Utopia. Ooh.
Yeah, Pierre's we're seeing shots. 2 defenders back again, but the Atlas can't make it in time. That one was too quick.
Yeah, a nice little thread the needle between the two defenders. Perfect shot placement from Volt Destroyer.
That's what we were talking about, Maniac. Not the fanciest, but just perfectly placed with enough speed the defense can't get to, and they've won the kickoff as well. Riker last back, side flipping, great recovery actually. Will be able to maintain possession here, but the touch gets away from them, and it's turned back by Marty. Ball's going to waterfall down, and they'll put this in. It's a 2-goal game for the Superiors at only 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say yet, to be honest. Superiors coming out swinging in this game 4.
Not favor their chances here. 2 very quick ones. Might have been a third here if they get pressure off kickoff. Caden has the back boost and a pass down off the ceiling to a teammate. Early defensive pressure from Azel, turning it wide. But now it's back to the Superiors. Awkward in the corner, still kept in there. Voltester will probably try and pinch this down. It's coming in high. Shot from Marty high as well. And now a clear from Riker. Double touch. We're leaving the attacking pressure lent by the Superiors, who are turning this one back around. No time to even get settled on the attack. The Atlas are just on the back foot time after time.
Volt Destroyer looking for something, but turned away by Riker. And Marty playing it offensive. Caden out mid. No one there to follow.
Oh, double commit. Oh, okay. Ball kept under. But Brent brought back by Caden, who's taking it slow as they've got 0 boost to work with. Marty's got plenty, though. Pinch centered. Nice clear out into a passing play shot. That's fast on net. And oh, steered just wide off the inside of the post, though. Follow-up shot as well. High. It's dangerous, but defense holding the fort down.
What a save from Caden. Barely making it. Now out mid.
Oh.
A little bit of fancy footwork.
Oh, Volt Destroyer save here. We need one more here, but they've got to demo. Oh, ball bouncing off the backboard. Shot coming in here, but it's right at the defender who clears it out.
Riker out mid. Taps it past 2. Shot from Zodak. Off the crossbar and sent away. The Atlas need to be hitting looks like that if they want to stay alive in this series.
Almost a hero play, but now they're on the back foot again, and the shots keep coming in. Caden will find a third for the Superiors here as we pass the halfway point in Game 4.
And the Supersonic Legend goal explosion. You know,
Nice little toss.
yeah, that's an intimidating one to be seeing in ranked.
This isn't ranked, right? This is a tournament. Matters more than some points in rank. This determines your fortunes in this tournament here, as the 3rd seed Superiors looking to just keep their campaign rolling. If they can just play defense for 2 minutes, well, they've 3-1 the Atlas, and that's all you need to do here. This is a best of 5. This could be the last game of this match. We'll have to see if the Atlas can pull out some kind of miracle here, as they've got chances, just none really on net or in a dangerous spot. But the Superiors are bumping each other. Maybe if they can punish this. 0 boost. Azel just turning around, and they've got a teammate pre-jumping for it. That is not what we need to see here, Maniac.
Yeah, some of the overcommits from the Atlas, just costing them opportunities. One other thing to note: the team placing at the bottom. Oh, Riker, okay, putting them on the board.
Take those. Nice little catch there. Volt Destroyer gave them space, tried to shadow defend, and just got flicked on. And with 78 seconds left, but you had a point there, Maniac. What about the team that goes lowest?
Yes, so the team that goes lowest in their group stage actually gets auto-eliminated from playoff, or from the bracket of next week. So losses here can actually mean quite a lot. You know, there are 3 teams per group, right? Mm-hmm. So just one loss could mean coming out at the bottom of your group. And that's a scary thing.
Yeah, you never want to have your tournament life cut short here, as that might be the case for the Atlas, as they are still in their goal line trying to get saves out. Marty's coming in off their ceiling, though, and the ball's bouncing. Now 36 seconds left. A shot from Volt Destroyer, pinched out, kept in by Marty, who's turned this into a ground to air dribble into Riker. At this point, the Spears, they've already scored 2 extra goals. They just need to keep this in. The Atlas third, and they will be running out of time quickly here. Demo plays can't connect. Solo plays can't connect. This just looking dicey for the Atlas here.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you're 10 seconds away from close shots, maybe doable.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh!
Okay, that's something. 1.7 seconds left on the clock.
Turning this one around under 2 defenders. This kickoff will be series deciding, Maniac. The Atlas need to keep this one up and hopefully in their possession.
Oh, that's not what you like to see.
Oh, it's kept up.
Still alive.
It's popped up. Someone. Oh, it's still in the air though. Oh, okay, it's still in the air, and this is a chance. They've got some space, maybe. Kaden, though, will touch this one down. Popped up. Riker touched up. It's still going. Riker now getting dunked on. Marty flying in here, trying to get some demos. Both throwing the shot down, and it comes in. The Superiors will close out Game 4. No miracle so far, Maniac. They just clean and clinical will close it out.
Absolutely. I mean, fantastic plays from both of these teams, but there's a reason that the Miracles are, there's a reason that the Superiors are that 3rd seed and the Atlas are the 6th.
Yeah, I always worry when I use Miracle, because I know there's a team called the Miracle. Sometimes wires get crossed, but not for the Superiors. Yeah, just a commanding win. I think every game out shooting the Atlas, except here in this final game. The Atlas had one extra one, 11-10, the final shots, but still. Congratulations to the Superiors for your win. Condolences to the Atlas. That means their next one is a must-win, and the Superiors do have a little bit of cushion to play with.
Absolutely, and I'm not exactly sure how these group stages work. I believe that the Atlas are going to play the other team in their group, and then from there, the winner of that will go on to play the Superiors again, but correct me if I'm wrong there.
Well, I don't know if I can correct you, Maniac, on that. No, the thing on the Discord, we'll be able to correct both of us. If anyone hasn't already, do check that out. MNCS is a great community, and we still got plenty of matches for y'all tonight. That was just our first one. We're going to be thrown to a quick break, and when we come back, our second match of the night, the Burnsville Inferno taking on the Hibbing Rangers. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
stuck inside of these walls with you. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope in getting myself back. Everything around me is starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurt again. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where is the pleasure in all this pain? Don't you lie to me and say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone I've never felt more divided than now. Every word that leaves your lips never means how it sounds. You conquered the best of me, could have just set me free. Games that you play are just second hand. Now I'm beside myself, no one your fucking hell. Let me just go, let me just go. And don't you lie to me and say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone
everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for bearing with us on the wait. We just had to get a new friend set up in the casting desk. I'm still Cersero, but I get the pleasure of being joined for a second match tonight by Tibbles. Tibbles, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited to, just woke up in time to see some really awesome premiere action. So I'm very excited about this one. Burnsville got some new players, and I'm really excited to see how they do.
Some new players, yeah. I mean, we are in the group stage of the playoff sale now, so it really is the last chance to bring in some new players and just see what will work for them. So as the seventh seed, the Rangers, or sorry, the Inferno didn't actually have the best finish to their season, but in an opening match against the 10th seed Rangers, well, this could be the start of something new.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at that team, Og, I think a newcomer to that team. So, very excited to see what they can do.
I know with some of these players, so for the Inferno, we'll be looking at Wesley, Og, and Mystic. And for the Rangers, Taro, Kai, and Tater. I'm pretty familiar with Wesley. I've gotten the chance to cast him for quite a while now, more than a few seasons of MNCS, and they've always been one of those star players that you always want to look at. This is Premier, right? And if you're a star player in Premier, then you're one of the best players in all of MNCS. So my eyes will be on Wesley. But Tibbles, if you had to pick a player for the Rangers that you think can turn their season around, who would you think it would be?
I got to say Kai. Kai has been, he's a top performer all around, very solid premier player. And Taro and Tater joining later in the season. Taro the GM, of course, as well. So Tater an awesome guy as well. But Kai really stands out for me. The only SSL marked on that spreadsheet on that team. But I really think all of them can contribute. But I think the catalyst is really going to be Kai.
Alrighty, so we favor Kai for the Rangers. We favor Wesley for the Inferno, and they should be ready to go soon. The players are getting kind of fired up. Wesley actually coming over to the chat asking us where the lobby info was. So you always appreciate the players not just kind of waiting on their hands. Definitely want to make sure they're still warmed up though, and it has been a little bit of an ice maybe since their first game. So I wouldn't be too surprised if this game one was a little shaky, but. Tibbles, do you think they'll take it like that, or do you think they've done a good job of staying warmed up?
I'm sure they've done a good job of staying warmed up, and I'm glad to see that they're asking where the lobby info is because that means they're excited to play, and I'm excited to watch them play. But we did get some very, very critical info from Bully Reaper, because he went and marked out, what does each team need to do to clinch LAN, to clinch play-ins, and for Hibbing. They're coming in, they're currently in 10th right now with 24 points. They need to either win or get second in the whole major Cersero. So this is a huge match.
Yeah, a very, very big match. They've really run out of time for to lose. So they want to have a good series. They want to have hopefully a clean series because that gets you fired up. And we are fired up and underway here. Game one with some early shots coming in from the Inferno.
Yeah, Mystic taking this one first. T-Jack a sub, actually, will go missing on that one. Close one there. Excuse me, we'll finish that one off. And 20 seconds in, we have a goal already.
That is a very quick goal. Nicely done there by Mystic. Popping it over one, bumping a second, and Og, easy as they like, just shot on net. Very early lead here. And we have to make note of that. So T-Jack subbing in for... Let's see, we got Tater, we got Kai. So T-Jack subbing in for Taro, if I'm not mistaken. No, sorry. We got Taro, we got Kai, we got T-Jack in instead of Tater.
So Kai actually is the missing one here.
Kai is, wow. The overlay throwing me off there, Tibbles. But, okay. Second to collect ourselves as the Rangers looking to get back on defense. Taro, Tater, T-Jack, Maniac doing me a favor, popping up the scoreboard so I can actually... take the time to read. We got time for a passing play. That's going to waterfall down. Is there a finish? No. Defense there first.
Yeah, T-Jack, good clear there. Mystic the other side. Og almost getting the bump on that one. T-Jack will have to make another save. Wesley going for that one. Tater to collect in the corner. Just get one touch. Past one, maybe past two. Mystic gets the touch over the corner again. A miss from Wesley. That could be dangerous. Shot from Taro. Mystic save required. He makes it. And so far a minute in, Hibbing haven't been able to score just yet.
Well, not too many shots either. Been a very Inferno-focused start to game one. But there's still plenty of time to come back from this. 3:30 on the clock. catches in their own corner, what you want to see, but not that follow-up touch, right? You want to see passes, you want to see good solo plays, you don't want to see just giving it away. As Wesley flying right by the ball, Tater with low boost. We'll try and go off the ceiling and get something here. It's bouncing chaotically in the corner. Taro keeping this one in. Now centered. This will be a shot high above the net, looking for a double touch, but Og is there with the clear. Tater with the follow-up, though. This is high as well. Second touch down. It's caught in there, and the follow-up is off the crossbar. Another player flying in, but they can't beat the defense. Mystic turning this one high and wide. Taro now flying in for a passing play. Shot blocked by Wesley. A follow-up shot blocked by Wesley, holding the fort down.
Yeah, you highlighted this player before we even started. I thought he was going to be an offensive juggernaut, Cicero, and turns out he's a defensive juggernaut, an absolute defensive wall. Hibbing cannot get past him. Taro had 2 shots in a row, and it just did not work out for them. But as we're approaching halftime, Hibbing trying to figure out something there. Mystic will get a little pinch off the wall over to Wesley. Wesley following up on that one. Not much boost to work with really at all. Tater has to take a 50. Demo will leave it for Taro. Has some space to work with. Mystic, that was beautiful defense there. Just boxing Taro out. He couldn't do anything.
Nice shadow challenge from the second player. Always what you want to see from them. No, doesn't always have to get the touch like they did. You just got to make sure you're maintaining pressure, as that is happening right now for the Inferno. Og just getting demoed off the ball, though. I'm loving the physical play from the Rangers, but they're still down goals, right? They need to actually start scoring and get some good attacks going, and they're just now getting double demoed on the goal line. No, actually, that was just a one-sided demo. Saves coming in from Taro. Mystic catching it. Got some boost. Whoa, look, the pass is out towards a teammate and bump the defense at the same time. No follow-up, though. A demo in the corner again. This game 1 is violent, as we've seen all night.
Absolutely. But all credit to Hibbing. They've kept them...
Oh?
I was going to say, they kept themselves in it by only being down 1 goal. But as they say that, Og will put one in. Tater just cannot make that save.
I love the player cams. Wesley popping off, Og as well. They are having fun here as they've doubled their lead in game 1.
Yeah, and for Hibbing, that second goal could be disastrous. That first goal meant that they really, at any time, could score and come back and stay in it. But that second goal means they have to consistently score. Good shot from Tater. Save from Wesley required on that one. Good infield pass from T-Jack off the wall.
Oh.
Tater just cannot make that touch. And a good 50 from Taro. Has to follow up on it. Ceiling down off the crossbar, just off the backboard. It goes the other way. Now Hibbing have to do some defense once again.
Oh, as they're dodging demos and flying cars, now turning it around is Wesley. Og will look for a pass. Oh, dangerous for the Rangers. Still getting connections on the ball. Interesting low boost shot. Interesting whip in front of the net. They are trapped in their own third here, and cars just keep... They gotta... I know I don't say this to us, but they've got to slow down just a little bit and make sure they are getting some connections on the ball here as this pitch goes out towards an attacking player. Shot just wide.
Yeah, shot just wide. That physical play from T-Jack, I think, really put Wesley off. A demo on the side of Burnsville could lead to something, but Mystic just cuts out that pass, forces Tater all the way back. Good 50 from Og, keeps it in there. Mystic shot off target. They score another one. That could be lights out for Hibbing. Taro demoed. This is not good for them. Wesley going for that one, but Tater has possession. 14 seconds left. They need something now. Shot from T-Jack. It will be 50. Taro trying to get it to the middle. Shot from Og, and that will be the nail in the coffin. Cicero.
Anytime the Rangers wanted possession, they just got demo taken off the field, and a quick, very quick counterattack from the Inferno. I think 3 goals up, 6 seconds left. We can start to look at game 2, as I think Og just disconnected his controller. He threw his controller so hard the cable came out here, but they've done the work in game 1. They will close it out and take the lead here in this series.
Yeah, well deserved. They really had the pressure, across game 1. And they really looked like they would always score any offensive play they had. But Hibbing, I think they did a very, very good job, especially considering they have a sub, with their highest salary player not here currently. So all credit to them. But unfortunately, credit isn't really worth anything unless you're able to score goals in return. And they haven't been able to do that. So going into game 2, what do you think they could change to, make it better?
Well, you got to look at the physical play. Inferno have been getting a lot of demos on the Rangers and also very well timed ones. So they've just got to be more cognizant of these demo plays coming in from players off the ball. So that means being more using more communication and just using your camera more so that you're tracking these players. Because when you don't see them on your screen, chances are they're coming behind you for a demo.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be aware of this Burnsville team. They're just so fast. Og and Mystic, very well known players. Even if even if they are making one of their first games in MNCS, but going into game 2, Hibbing will have to change something, and a lot of times they just got outsped, out physical played, and I think they need to figure something out with that. Connect more on the passes. Taro had a very good opportunity at one point last game, and the pass wasn't great. It was immediately cut out by Wesley, but let's see what they can do here in game 2.
Well, they've started by getting possession off kickoff. T-Jack's heavy touch, though, will leave Mystic for a pop-off play here. Dunked in by Tater, though. Nice challenge there. Follow-up shot from Taro as well. The Rangers, 10 seconds in, will find their first.
Quick shot left side, awkward touch from Mystic, and that challenge from Tater was beautiful. Left Burnsville just scrambling to get back, and Taro's just too fast for them. Quick start from Hibbing, exactly what they needed.
Wesley's reactions are getting me every time. He's so expressive. They're getting scored on, just hands on his head, feeling like they messed that one up here. But the one advantage to being scored on super early in the game is you have the entire game to come back from that. So still plenty of time for the Rangers to turn this aside or maybe double their lead here with a shot like that. But defense holding strong. Follow-up shot blocked by Mystic, who now has some time to go for a dribble.
Flick from Mystic there. Requires a lot of defenders. Wesley will just put that in, pitch it on the ground, tie up the game.
Drawn out a double commit from the defense. No, not necessarily a triple. Actually, that was a triple commit. Wow, okay. So 3 cars flying at the ball, none getting connections, and they'll quickly tie it up. 4:20 on the clock.
Yeah, 40 seconds in. Hibbing scored, and that's the important thing for me, is that Hibbing scored, shown that Burnsville can concede goals. That's really what they needed to know after losing game 1 3-0. Taro trying to get that flip reset, doesn't quite work. Mystic will touch out. Tater off the wall, can't get that second touch. T-Jack to follow up, a good save from Wesley. And T-Jack has impressed me so far, coming up from Rising Star to this, illustrious Premier level, is doing a great job so far.
Definitely holding the fort and winning some nice 50s here. 2 in a row, in fact, but with 0 boost. Let's see what magic they've got as they're trying to pinch it across the goal line. Devil's coming in as well, but they've passed it to the opposing team. And so now the Rangers are last back on defense. Tater trying to awkwardly turn this one around, getting dunked on by Wesley in the Dominus. You'll love to see the car variety. But it's Taro's chance now with the boost, with the ball in the Octane, trying to get something going, but just losing possession. Ball centered here as Mystic will push this back into the orange half.
Yeah, T-Jack will have to receive. Demo on the side of Hibbing, leaves 2 of them back. T-Jack does spawn in, and a good clear out, but that doesn't solve the problem for Long Og. Returning back, another demo. Wesley up for that one to follow up. Mystic there, and a beautiful play. A demo, the pass off the corner, and the finish. And it was a sight to behold.
Wow, Og beats their first player, Demo's the second player, and all 3 actually from the Inferno came in for that attack. A dangerous move sometimes, except when you've got the demos in the physical play. This is what we were talking about there, Tibbles. You've got to do a better job of dodging the demos in the physical play because the Inferno know how to punish when they're in a 3v2.
Yeah, and they are one of the fastest teams in Premier. So if you're down a player because they've gotten demoed, that is very bad news for you. Good news for Hibbing is that they are still in it, only down 1 goal. Plenty of time to score it back as well. Taro trying to bounce it through. T-Jack up for that one, just misses it, and that could have been the opportunity to tie it up.
Oh, but they still have some chances here. Shot from Tater, blocked. T-Jack turning this one around, soft one. Trying to get the 50, can't find that first touch. As Mystic backwards, wow, that was pretty crazy. Gets the possession going for the Rangers now, or sorry, for the Inferno as we're trapped in the Rangers' corner. T-Jack with a whiff off the backboard. Mystic goes for a bump mid-air, the ground-to-air missile, but the defense is able to cycle back and push this off their own backboard.
That was a crazy bump, Cersero. That is physical challenges taken to the next level, and it floated in front of that Rangers net for a while there. But Tater giving some of them a taste of their own medicine, almost goes in. All gets to flip off the ceiling and come down and save that one. Burnsville hang on.
The double-double demo, a 1v1 for a very short time there. Something you rarely ever see here as the Rangers still pushing this off-road backward and just struggling to get anything consistent going. They get chances to attack, but then it's just back in their own third, and they find themselves rotating out once again on the defense. They got the 50, but it's over them, and Wesley's going for a ground bounce. Shot is too high. Fault from Og, high as well. No third player there. They're getting bumped into clears. Taro with the doink will push this high as Mystic will try and collect this one. Dangers across the net, but Tater can't get the finish. Ball is just too quick for them.
Yeah, hit out from Wesley to Og. Og will get it to that backboard. Good touch from Tater. 0 boost to follow up. Tater over the corner doesn't solve the problem, though. Wesley will just hit it forward. Tater with a boost has a chance here off the ceiling. Gets another touch. Mystic coming down as well and getting that defensive touch. A beautiful defensive play there. And with time ticking down, less than a minute now, Hibbing still find themselves needing a goal.
Yeah, they just keep getting demoed. It's so hard to get an attack going. They're getting dunked on in their own nets here. Still in a dangerous spot. Tater with a huge backflip. Needs to get a touch here. They can't find it. A bounce shot from the corner goes in.
And that was just a floater. A good angle nonetheless. And Tater, that is disastrous.
Oh,
That's
man.
gotta feel bad.
Dude, Wesley put on the shades for the reaction face. I am loving the celebration still. I don't know if you've been keeping track of these, but they're just having so much fun, and you love to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see that personality on stream. And the Rocket League to back it up as well in the goal with, or in the lead, excuse me, by 2 goals. 3-1 here, 20 seconds left. T-Jack almost getting that one in.
Oh.
It will just dribble off to the side. Wesley, good clear. They really need something now from Hibbing. Like Og was turtling there for just a second. Wesley bypassing that one. Taro takes a 50. T-Jack to take a shot, and it will be saved. 5 seconds left. It's not looking good for the Rangers. They need something now. Taro to take a shot. 1 second on the clock. If they can do it in 1 second, they could go through, but it's now or never.
0.3 seconds left here. Can they keep this up off kickoff? The easiest job in the world, though, for the Inferno. Just on kickoff, go high, go centered, and you will win game 2 here. Do they do that? They don't actually. They go under it, so the ball is kept up, but the Rangers, it's in their own end here as Tater backflipping, trying to keep this ball alive. Og flying in. It's a triple commit from the Inferno here. So awkward, but the ball comes down before the Rangers can respond. They'll take the second game here, move up 2-0 in the series.
Maybe a little bit of a scare there at the end for Burnsville. Just had to shut it down. 0.3 seconds left. Well, I can't even believe that. But yeah, Burnsville do pull through in this game too. Rangers find themselves in a reverse sweep situation. And, you know, each of these series, especially in the group stage and especially in the knockout stage as well, but particularly in the group stage, you really need to win these games. And for them to be down 2-0 already, it's just not a good look. But they did look better, the Cicero. Absolutely, they looked better that game.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, look at the shot category. They actually outshot the Inferno 8-7. Very close margins there. Last game, they got outshot 9-6. So they've brought it within reach. They're getting attacking chances. Just we're not seeing sustained pressure like the Inferno have. Because one of the things with demoing, when you're in that attacking pattern, is you can start to go for those and just make it really hard for the defense to get out. And the Rangers just haven't had a chance to get set up. So if they're struggling in that, then maybe something they can do, Tibbles, is look for more passing plays through the midfield. If you can't get set up in the attacking third, try and be faster through the middle third.
Yeah, absolutely. Those infield passes can be deadly if you do them at the right time and execute them well. But Burnsville, you know, they're fighting for something else. They could actually clinch land. You know, they're not just fighting for play-ins. They do have to win the whole thing as well, and other results have to go in their favor. But there is a chance they have to clinch land, or they can clinch land. So that's definitely in the back of their minds, I'm sure. Motivation for sure to get that auto ticket to land. They do need to close it out here in game 3.
And right out of the gate, Mystic with some nice saves, denying the Rangers some attacking pressure here, but that's bouncing in off the crossbar again. The Rangers will strike first early here.
Yeah, good touch from Tater. What a wonderful pass. Hibbing You know, those passing plays on point. T-Jack off the crossbar. Both defenders going. Still not able to get it. 13 seconds. Hibbing score first once again.
Yeah, that's 2 games in a row now. They've taken the lead and getting demos off the kickoff. You like to see that. Gotta be careful with those challenges, though. Can't let yourself get too hyped up here this early into a game 3 when you're already down 2. You've got to play perfect, and you cannot afford to make any mistakes.
Law from Tater. All gets to make that save under pressure from a bump. T-Jack not much boost. It's a little touch off the backboard, maybe worth something. Taro taking another 50. We'll bypass him, Tater.
Oh.
Good pass over to T-Jack. I love that play. T-Jack air dribble chance. Wesley disrupting it, gets the bump in the air. Og awkward.
Oh!
Can anyone follow? And Mystic eventually able to get it out, but that looked very awkward for them.
That was just so weird in front of the net. Thankfully, Rangers not able to finish that for the for the Inferno, who now are on defense. Mystic coming in early, though. Can't get the connection. Is able to get back, though, get a touch. Making this weird, so strange shot here. Wide! T-Jack can't get over it in time as the ball's still above the net here. Bouncing in as Taro gets the finish.
Yeah, unfortunate miss from T-Jack. The elasticity, Tater, knowing he doesn't need to shoot that, actually probably shouldn't shoot that with how many defenders are in the net, opts to pass instead. Taro to finish it off, and boom, they have their second goal in game 3. And if they can keep this lead, yeah, I'm thinking August AFK, not really sure what's happening there, but you know, if Hibbing can keep this lead, they could maybe have a reverse sweep.
Well, I did see in game 1, Og actually disconnected the controller, so maybe that's what happened there. You have to make sure you don't want to get too excited. To keep your technicals in line here, as the Rangers are getting a lot of demos here in game 3, and double commit, double touches off the backboard. Not the solution you necessarily think of, but it almost works there as this ball is bouncing in front of the Inferno net. No one there to put it home for the Rangers. Kept in, though, by T-Jack as his teammates now trying to get boost and keep the attack going.
Tater, good fake on that one. Well, they missed either way. Zero boost, trying to get it left off the wall. He does. Taro to take a shot. It's off target. Mystic makes a save anyway. That's a good clear out. Wesley, another great touch. Tater in the air already for that one. Not going to leave it for Og. 50 from Mystic and T-Jack to take a shot. Won't make it there. Just almost crossing the half-line mark. Taro over the middle. Trying to get something working there. A miss from Wesley. That could be deadly.
Shots here. Demo on the third man, though, relieving some pressure, but the shot, whoa, wow, I did not expect that one from Tater. Turn from the corner, and they've got the Rangers a 3-goal lead at the halfway point.
Yeah, Tater noticing how awkward Og was backwards on that one. And I'm very impressed with how Tater is playing. You know, quick shot, quick turn as well. Has that awareness to know when to shoot and where to shoot it. And that could be, you know, I said Kai at the beginning of this series that he's the catalyst to this team. But Tater has really stepped in and taken over that role.
It really feels like with their backs against the wall here, they've just fired it up in game 3. More demos, more attacking pressure, and it's resulted in the biggest lead that we've seen this series, if I'm not mistaken. Might have been a bigger lead in game 1 for the Inferno, who are still chasing a single goal here in game 3. And now they're on defense once again. Tater leading the attack, T-Jack with the follow-up. Will just turn this one on net. High by Wesley and met by Mystic. Over to themselves, no double touch though. And back to Mystic. Wow, no players from the Rangers in the midfield there to challenge, giving a chance for the Inferno to get something going.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looked like Taro almost had a clear goal there, but Mystic will find his way back, trying to clear that one out. T-Jack can return fire on this one. Mystic, good control. Awesome control. Actually gets the pinch out. Wow. But still need three goals needed for Burnsville on this one. Taro over the middle. Can anyone finish? T-Jack and Tater there, but they can't find it through. And an own goal, put it in anyway.
That means the Inferno will score a goal just on the wrong net after 2 Rangers players just completely shanked the ball there. That was kind of inexcusable. They got lucky, but they're already up 3. Now they're up by 4. This is looking very good if they want to stay in this series, Tibbles.
Yeah, absolutely. Burnsville, you know, a little bit of outclassed in this game. Not entirely sure what happened there. Wesley still has a chance for this one, trying to carry it out. Flick past one. Tater not going to fall for that one. Over to the middle. Mystic will follow up. Double taps. Both defenders there, not able to do anything on that one.
Okay, so they've scored one with 55 seconds left, down by 3. Technically possible, but you gotta favor a team at this rank because they should know how to play defensive, how to slow the play down and let the clock run out. We'll have to see that. Next kickoff. Double kickoff actually from the Inferno. They wanted to try and force the ball through there, but they can't find it, so it's up to Mystic to try and get something going as Tater is just coming in and beating the Inferno players to the ball every time here, it seems like, in Game 3.
And that should be a testament to how quickly Burnsville can turn around and score. You know, you had one maybe not so great pass demo on the back line. Anybody there to finish? T-Jack, no, will opt to go to the corner instead. And maybe we'll go for that one. Mystic shot from him. Burnsville still knocking on the door for this one. T-Jack over to Tater. Big clear from Tater on that one. Og off the ceiling. Tater there to finish. He won't over to the corner once again. But this time ticking down is very, very good for the Hibbing Rangers.
Yeah, I think they've done enough here, just keeping the ball in the midfield, still up by 3. They've got possession. They don't need boost. They've done enough here to stay alive. But now they need to win 2 more. A very convincing performance here. They've turned up the aggression. They've got the more physical. We'll have to see if the Inferno will make some changes in response.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious to see what this response will look like from Burnsville. But what I was going to highlight, just before the end of that game was when Rangers, they gave the ball away and, had a bad pass, had a bad touch. Both defenders awkward, and Burnsville scored off of it, within a couple seconds. So the fact that they can just turn around that fast, score one back, and, it's just a testament to how fast they are. Rangers have to respect that and watch out for it.
And Tibbles, I just heard from production, Og was playing KBM that game. Now, I know they were having some controller issues. So I can't tell, maybe they were just trying to style on the Rangers, or if it's actually just an unfortunate technical issue.
Sounds like a technical issue.
It'll take some time here. Yeah, maybe they'll take some time here to get that sorted. We want to make sure all of our players are playing at their best, and switching from controller to KBM is definitely something you don't want to see.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's better at KBM. Well, he clearly was better at KBM because... for me, I'm GC, GC1-ish on controller and probably bronze on KBM. Honestly, it would not work out well for me. It worked out all right for them, but that would explain, why that result didn't quite go their way as we head into Game 4. If the controller issue is fixed, this might be a closer match.
You gotta hope so, because again, looking at the shots, that's always one of the indicators I use to look at how solid a win was. The Rangers outshot the Inferno 11-4, if my math was correct there. So a very high margin, and Og is back on track. Gameplay underway. Everyone ready to go. Game 4, though, still, the Inferno have the lead, and the Rangers need to win 2 in a row. Yeah,
absolutely. Their reverse sweep journey has begun. But of course, they have that all-important Game 3 win, which started it off. So definitely something to build momentum on for sure. But Taro getting it past one, trying to carry it through. Wesley will get it. Miss from T-Jack. That could be disastrous. Tater, thankfully on defense. Actually, no, that's not a great touch. Mystic will return fire. Not able to pull on that one. Musty from Taro past one. Can he follow up on that one? Mystic will be able to get it out from the corner.
Musty's getting me every time. Always looking so goofy. But a double commit from the Inferno, and a man putting their body on the line does get the clear out. Wesley getting demo, but getting it clear for a teammate. Mystic with a soft shot. Turnaround as well from Og. Really just attempting to get some kind of attack, but looking a little scrambly here. It's actually a demo on the third man. A quick shot from Og. That's just going to go in. That is what happens when they're playing with a controller.
Yeah, controller back. Better motor functions activated. And shot from halfway. Well, it was an open net, but, glad to see him hitting those. And, 1-0 for Burnsville, starting off strong. Past 2 games, Hibbing actually scored first. So this will be interesting to see the response.
Well, they scored first in Game 2. Inferno came back from that. Scored first in Game 3 and just blew out the Inferno. So, it's interesting territory for them. Once again, they're down by 1, except this time, they've just got so much pressure building on them. As the clock continues to run down, they will run out of chances to equalize this game and look to equalize this series as, again, the Inferno on the attack, Og leading the way.
Jack trying to clear it out. Taro will instead. Good touch from Wesley off the wall. Tater trying to maybe go for a pass is not going to quite work out on that one. Miscommunication possibly. Mystic carrying it past one. Og in tow on top of each other for these two players. Tater, a little bit awkward on the back line. Able to carry it out eventually, but it's looking a little awkward for Hibbing.
Really running out of boost here. I see T-Jack on 2, now picking up the 100. Tater flying by the ball, almost getting beat on it. Goalpost coming in clutch there. And Taro charging in. Will get beat out. Passing play from Og, who's turned this into a wall-to-air dribble. Can't get it past T-Jack, though, who's set up a teammate who's just gotten beat in their own third. Oh, Mystic going in for a pre-jump play, and they're only up by 1, but the way they're playing does not feel like it.
Yeah, not at all. Og, quick turn on that one. Taro just trying to get it out. T-Jack off the wall. Nobody to follow up. Taro can't get there in time. Wesley plenty of boost to work with. Flippery said possibly no, he won't go for it.
Wow.
Tater, a save off the crossbar, but none of them there to challenge the ball just yet. Mystic flicked past 1. Again, flicked past 2. Anybody to follow up? Og off the post. What a play that would have been, but it remains 1-0.
This goalpost is doing work now for the Rangers, who, as we've passed the halfway point in Game 4, still down by 1. Tater trying to do something as the tank is empty, and actually a pass to the opposing team, sending up T-Jack for a shot. A follow from Taro. Wesley with a save. Tater trying to get something going. Can't find that. And now it's going back the other way for the Inferno, who've now getting trapped in their own third. Shot on net. That's a fast one. That's a save off the crossbar from Mystic.
That's a beautiful save off the crossbar. Really the only chance he was saving that one and executes the perfect play to do it. Wesley putting pressure on Hibbing. Taro does get a touch to the corner. 0 boost now to work with, trying to get it through to the middle. Backflip from Og. Soft touch from Wesley. T-Jack, the only one back, has to make that 50 and does. A minute and a half, Hibbing. A minute and a half left for Hibbing to try and figure something out here.
Oh, so awkward in their own corner. They've got a player up there. Can they get the follow-up, though? Wesley centering it. T-Jack with him on the back there. A chance for Tater. Just goes for the shot on net as Mystic, ready and waiting, will pick up a Savior medal. Followed from Taro high and cleared out by Wesley. T-Jack, soft shot again. I want to see the Rangers take more time with these and stop setting up the Inferno for counterattacks. They are just firing away here at the Rangers' backboard in the closing minute of Game 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Taro turning on that one, just trying to get it up. Nobody there for Hibbing just yet. Tater, the last one back, he does make that touch, but Mystic catches it immediately. That's the danger of Burnsville. You get one touch that just even softly goes in their direction, and they're going to get it to their teammates as well. Pass from Tater over to T-Jack, miss from T-Jack as well. Tater has to follow up on it. Missed. Just getting it up. 50 from there. Taro last back on this one. Bump attempt from Og. He will miss, but less than 30 seconds now for Hibbing. You know, they've had this whole game to really try and formulate a game plan, but this is where, you know, you have to execute that game plan. Og almost executing it as well. Mystic will finish it off, and 17 seconds left. Hibbing find themselves needing 2.
Og goal, and now has potentially the closing assist here. As you said there, Tibbles, with 17 seconds left to go, they need something on kickoff here for the Rangers. This will be crucial. It's a corner kickoff. It's actually went out by the Inferno. Possession going to the Rangers. They just again attempt a shot on net. A fake in front of the net. Draws out the defense. Taro with a follow-up shot right into Og. Tater trying to get something going, but it's into the corner. I think they've run out of time as Wesley will take possession with that pinch. This game and this series is over. The Inferno will defeat the Rangers 3-1 and continue their campaign into the playoffs.
Yeah, Burnsville, very deserved win. I think overall, you know, Game 3, a little bit of an anomaly. We'll never really know. He was on KBM, so for Og, so unfortunate there. But yeah, Rangers, I think actually either way had a very valiant effort considering their circumstances. A sub coming up from Rising Star and giving that performance was very impressive to me. But Burnsville, they do win that series 3-1, and that's an important win for them.
Very important win. You know, it could have been as you say, right? It's going to be very hard to tell what that Game 3 truly would have been if Og had their controller. But still, for the Rangers, I just want to say to them, that was a very impressive Game 3 performance. If they can go watch the replays and figure out what they did there, they still have some chances to, you know, turn this around and get some games in the remaining matches. But as you said, Tibbles, the Inferno just a little too strong.
Yeah, a little too strong on this one, but that is the end of our series 2. We will be looking for the next series, and who do we have up for the next one, Cicero?
For the next one, which actually I will be stepping away, so it won't be me. It'll be the Minneapolis Miracles and the St. Cloud Flyers. And our final match tonight still to be decided if we need a tiebreaker. So maybe one more match, possibly two. Depends on how the results turn out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun for me. Thank you guys for watching the first two. We still got some more, so don't go anywhere. We'll be throwing it to a quick break. And when we come back, our third match of the night. See you soon.
Can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to.
get away from here. Let's get away from here. Let's get away from strangers stand lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers stand lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here.
Back to the Premier Major number 2. It's the opening weekend here. Tibbles is still with me, but it's Freight Cabbage in place of Cicero now for the potential final match of the evening. Minneapolis Miracles and St. Cloud Flyers. Coming into this one, Tibbles, I have some thoughts on this matchup, but I want to hear yours first.
I'm just gonna find up the matchup real quick. So if you want to give us a summary of it real quick, I'd be interested to hear that.
It's the fourth place Minneapolis Miracle, which is the caster himself and Stewie, alongside the players that I believe to be, if you give me just a moment, it's Fuego and Trash, so a brother in there alongside Stewie, and then another player as well. And then on the other side, Prussia, AO, and Mako. So that's a team that is in 12th place on the season, 2-9 in the regular season. And their first matchup of this Major 2 as well was a 3-0 loss. So it's been tough for St. Cloud, a team that I really think should be able to do some damage, but it's just not really had the potency in this season.
Yeah, unfortunately not, and unfortunately as well, they are out of both clinching land and plains as well. So this is more of a last hurrah, just have some fun for the rest of the season. But for Miracles, this has got to be an important match for them. They have clinched plans already with their performance in the regular season. But they do have a chance to clinch land, actually, Cabbage, if they get second or better, or if they have to do better than group stages, essentially, and then other facts as well go their way. Or they could just clinch land if they get second in the whole major.
Yeah, and it's a team that's done really well on the tail end of the season. It was a hard-fought match between them and the Senators. It was that 3-2 battle earlier this afternoon. But, I mean, on the regular season, they ended up doing they were 6-5, but, I mean, had a solid season overall, had some good showings, especially towards the end of the season there as well, which helped kind of propel them into that top 4 position. And I mean, the other thing to talk about too is their first major of the season, which I'm not sure if Stewie was with them at the time, but this team did get second in that major as well. So, really another chance to repeat here and have a really good showing, but it's going to be tough because they have to take down Superiors and Lumberjacks, at least more than likely in that bracket to make that happen.
Yeah, Stewie really coming in, it was kind of a surprise for me. But he has absolutely proven why he should be there. And you mentioned before, the brother duo, Trash and Stewie, putting the moves down on the pitch. And I really think they can get it done here at Fuego. He was on my franchise last season as well. Went to the grand final with Gatman and Dorka. So he's been in those situations before, knows how to perform. He's been in CRL as well. So to round out that team, with Fuego as the captain, I'm very excited to see this gameplay. And St. Cloud have a tall task in front of them.
Yeah, and so, seeing all 6 starters in here, what's your prediction for this one? Because last week, I really thought that the Flyers were going to win a series, and I think they were playing against a sub on, I want to say, the Rangers, and they couldn't take it away there. So is this a spot where you really think it's kind of the Miracles just stretching their legs before they get the bracket next week, or is the Flyers still going to play hard, play tough, and maybe find a win?
I do think there's a good chance that Minneapolis just show up, show out. Like you mentioned, Trash 20 seconds in, will put it in for his team already.
Yeah, and right there we saw Prussia. It makes that touch there, and one of his teammates behind him just can't quite get to it. That's what's been so kind of weird this season is it's felt like a team that has the ability. I mean, Aostein, multiple-time champion, Prussia, champion of Challenger, and still a very solid player, GM of this franchise even. And it just, something is missing. I don't know if it's just, sometimes you can have 3 really good players and just not have the chemistry. But regardless, it's been tough. So let's see what they can do. That's a nice touch there by Prussia to put it away. Now Aostein, see what he can do.
Yeah, AO trying to get it past 1, almost gets it past 2. Trash will get that out. I think for Prussia, he did pretty well in Premier last season, so I expected him to have similar results this season as well. Didn't quite go his way. For this prediction, I'm going to go 3-1. I think St. Cloud rally back. I think they take a game. But for Miracles, they are an absolutely star-studded squad, and St. Cloud have it all to do. But Trash starting this one off once again, 50 in the mid. Mako trying to get that out to the wall. Fuego clear. He won't. Actually, that's awkward for Minneapolis. Stewie, a great clear downfield. AO to receive.
Yeah, double commit there by the Miracles. That one's going to be a little bit touchy there as they try to head back the other direction. Fuego, he'll send it to the backboard once again. Prussia takes this one forward for a moment. The pinch off to the sidewall. It was tough watching the Flyers as well because we saw it right there, but the spacing always felt awkward as well, where it felt like they never had the players in the right spot at the right time. That one, a bounce shot there. Mako's able to handle it, but I got to see them space better and play around each other as a team to really make this happen tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They do really have to get that spacing right and be firing on all cylinders. Mako trying to get this one out from the corner. Fuego just stopping him in his tracks, trying to get that 50 through. Trash another 50 as well. It's a 50 city out here. Still Minneapolis with that lead so far. Mako trying to get it downfield. Not much boost to work with. Return the other way. Prussia off the ceiling. Over to AO. That's not a great touch. We'll give it away to Stewie and a counterattack opportunity.
Yeah, and that's tough there, though, because the Miracles, something we've seen on the tail end of the season. That's a nice pass there. Stewie looking top shelf. Fuego's going to put it away nice and easy there. Last 2 defenders a little discombobulated.
Stewie, that was a great pass from Stewie, though. And Trash, recognizing that both defenders were there, it's easier for him to just ping it off the crossbar. Fuego come in to finish it off with no defenders in sight. They're both in the back of the goal. So Minneapolis, not only are they a fast and physical team, they're a smart team as well, and they're proving it here.
Yeah. I'd like to say, as well, big shout out to Prussia there. Got the stylish, I believe it's a chicken hat on the head here for the last match of the season for them. So, potentially last match. They could still, make it to next week to play in the second round of the major, but love to see that one there as Trash is going to take this one back the opposite direction. Prussia gets demoed. Heated up chicken for you as Fuego gets beaten on that one by Aostein. Perhaps the other way, all the way back around. Prussia off the sidewall, does get a touch, but Stewie with the clear. And I mean, that's what I was mentioning with the Miracles is they're so good at finding each other on passes, at finding each other in the right spot. Trash is up for that one. Almost looks like he's playing defense, but they're so good at using that space as the counterattack and making something happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Defender getting demoed on that one. Could have been a close call if AO wasn't ready for that exact scenario. Just under 2 minutes left on this one. 50 from Stewie. Prussia has a chance here. Fuego missing on that one. Double tap from them, and St. Cloud has responded.
Yeah, and that's a good step in the right direction. Nice 50 by Mako. Stewie tries to get a touch on that one, and Fuego's just put in a really awkward spot there. He's either got to get a touch right away or try to pancake that one into the wall, but he's just that really weird zone where you're so close to the wall that you almost feel like you should go up the wall, but then you just don't have the time. So good on Prussia to capitalize as well, because I think we saw that last week where it felt like the Flyers had some opportunities, but it felt like they could just not find the back of the net as Mako looks to find the back here. That one softly chipped up, but a demo. Maybe going to make this dangerous Prussia shot there, but that one saved by Stewie. Now AO will take this one off the sidewall. Bounce shot there. He's going to spike it center, but just out of the reach of his teammates there. Mako that one in. He'll go for a bump as well, but unfortunately for them, Stewie still there in time. Trash gets beat, but nobody there for the follow-up until Mako comes up for it, actually, and he's going to put it away out of nowhere. I did not think the Flyers had that, but it's a tie game.
Yeah, that challenge from AO was so aggressive. Essentially third man. He was pretty much equal footing with Mako, but they can turn on a dime, get that challenge in, make it awkward for Minneapolis, and they're rewarded with a goal with that very accurate shot from Mako. So tying up the game, huge here. And against such a good team, that's got to be a confidence booster. The game is not over yet, Cabbage. They have more to do, more to prove. AO getting that 50 out over the wall. Mako gets it past one. Could have been in, actually. That was a completely open net, but Minneapolis will receive it nonetheless.
Yeah, and actually, I didn't realize this. I got to give some credit to the rest of the Flyers team. They're all wearing hats as well. There's it's like an ice cream bucket on Mako's head, and I don't quite know, but it looks like kind of a straw hat on top of Aostein there. So, it's definitely a team effort here, which I like to see. Maybe that translates to some on-field success as that one high and towards the back post. Stewie drops that one down for Fuego. That's a nice shot there, and another great dime out of Stewie.
Yeah, Fuego's cannon fires that in. Stewie, that was a beautiful pass over to Fuego. The awareness that he was in the middle, just ready to receive that pass and shoot it top bins as well. 25 seconds left. St. Cloud need to respond once again. They have come back so far. We have seen them score 2 goals to tie up the game, but more to do on this one. Time ticking down all the time as well. Fuego up for that one. Mako has to get this one out. They have to get this downfield. Mako, a second touch on that one. Could be awkward. Pressure over the wall. Miss from Trash. That could be an opportunity. Mako past one. Stewie's left by himself. Soft touch. Ao could reverse back for this one. Over to Fuego. Back to Stewie. Almost in. Mako does get the save, but they need to keep it up. Ao over to Prussia. Prussia many boosts to work with. Over to Fuego. In the corner. Can St. Cloud keep it up? Still up from Ao's touch. Off the ceiling from Stewie. Over to Prussia. Prussia has to keep this up once again, and he will not. It will touch the ground, and Minneapolis will take game 1.
But all things considered, that's a really good game there for the Flyers. I mean, you take a look at that.
Absolutely.
Everybody being a part of that one, and really, you have no complaints if you're the side of the Flyers there. That's a good start to the series. It looked, you had mentioned that maybe the Minneapolis Miracles was going to show up and ball out, and early on, I was very concerned. It looked like, those opening 2 goals, it looked like we were maybe just going to see kind of a slow bleed out there for the Flyers. They weren't really going to do much. They were just going to kind of sit there and slowly wither away. But I was proven wrong, and they had a great game there. I mean, 6 saves as a team as well, and going 2 for 5 on shooting. I mean, pretty complete game for the Flyers. I can't complain.
Yeah, Miracles looked like they had the speed on lock as well in the plays, the passing plays, the awareness each player has shown. But St. Cloud, they really impressed me. They played smart. They got good challenges, took the chances that they were given. You don't always see that, especially, if you're one of those lower ranked teams in the standings. And that's just a testament to how good this team can be. Ao coming in near the end of the season, unfortunately getting dropped from another team, but good to see him, still playing Premier, still being involved. But St. Cloud, they did concede game 1, but that was a much closer game than I had anticipated, and I'm excited to see what they can do in game 2.
Yeah, and I mean the other thing too is that you got to mention as well, for these teams, you could really you could put a dent in the standings as Stewie puts a dent in the confidence to open up game 2, 5 seconds in this time, as opposed to the 20 last time. Oh boy.
Yeah, unfortunate miss from Mako. That's an awkward play to have to scramble back to get to. 5 seconds in, Miracles will make their first goal on this one. And that sucks for the St. Cloud Flyers. That's kind of deflating for them. Trying to keep it close, trying to keep it there. Fuego, double tap off the ground to himself, hits the crossbar instead. And Flyers are almost down 2-0, Cabbage.
Yeah, that would have been 2-0 in 20 seconds as well, which definitely not a spot you want to find yourself. But I was going to say for the Flyers, there is still something to play for here. You can really open up the door for other teams, let other teams into that top 2 for land, because, the Miracles right now, they can kind of control their own destiny when it comes to, the tail end of this season and into the play-ins and or land. But if they're knocked out here tonight, I mean, they'd have to sit on the outside and watch and hope that the results fall in their favor. So we'll have to see. Stewie rips this one downfield to Trash, back to Stewie. There's that passing play once again. Back the opposite direction. Fuego, nice challenge while his teammates rotate back. Touch that one, trying to get out towards Trash. They do get it towards center. Can Fuego finish? No, he can't. Just out of reach there, and Mako able to carry it out. Get away from danger for just a moment.
Stewie, quick shot from there, will be off target. I like that you highlighted, Miracles, they really want to clinch land, because no matter how confident, that's a close shot from Stewie, no matter how confident you are going into play-ins, there's always that chance that something doesn't quite go right and you don't get through to land, because these teams are so competitive. So they absolutely want to get that land spot. They do have to get out of groups to at least have a chance to do so. Miss from Mako, that could be disastrous. Fuego, it's a shot off target that could have been placed left, but it won't be.
Yeah, and that one really uncharacteristic miss. We've seen the last game. Most of the shots that were saved were just ones that were on target and a little bit on the easier variety. But that one just a clear miss on an open side of the net. Not something we expect to see. So now Ao's going to put this one up for himself. He could have probably just gone for that one, but Makio comes in to assist. Now Fuego on the counter attack, trying to bump. Prussia does get the demo, but it's after a touch, so that stays alive for a moment. Stewie trying to 50. That's a nice one. Back into the corner for Prussia. He'll win a 50 there as well, but can't quite get the follow-up in Fuego. Chance to work with this one, but plenty of players there to back it up. That's the thing with the Flyers is, for a team that's 2-9, they're not playing like it. You mentioned the player, Ao Stein joining late in the season, but they're looking solid here, and that's what's tough to swallow for this season for them.
Yeah, Ambrosia starting off the team. Mako putting that one in off the pass from AO, and they tie up the game.
Yeah, and like I said, that was a really nice one there for Ao. He almost could have got another touch there if he wanted to, but of course let his teammate come in and score that one. Mako, nicely done to be there. And halfway through, we're tied up, so, I mean, for the Flyers, anything to play for. You still got a chance. You can still make this one interesting. It's only game 2. This one's going to be tough to block. Fuego's going to put a soft shot on, though. I don't think he was expecting Ao Stein to have such patience, but does a great job and keeps it out.
Yeah, and the point I was going to make before is Prussia just laughs that one. That could be dangerous, actually. Shot from Stewie, not able to get back for AO and Miracles. They regain their lead.
Yeah, and that one, Prussia, he wanted the continuing air dribble there, but ran out of boost. Trash was up to challenge early, and then Stewie, a nice easy finish to the back post. He could tell that Ao Stein was low, if not out of boost, and that's an easy cleanup there for a Premier player.
And, the point I was trying to make before 2 goals were rudely scored, Ambrosia started off on this St. Cloud team through the draft. He was drafted 2 there. And it kind of reminds me of the Ronaldo situation. Ambrosia's a great player, but I feel like they rely too heavily on him. This St. Cloud Flyers team that I'm seeing right now, they're relying on each other. They're playing as a team. Their defensive work is as a team, and they're playing a lot better for it.
Yeah, and that one, actually does stay out of the net there. I thought you were about to jinx him with the defensive work comment, but they are lucky enough to keep that one out. Now Ao Stein, maybe a chance on the counter. Mako, nice pass out mid. It's just a little bit too slow. Trash is nicely done to get off his goal line there. Keep Prussia from making anything too dangerous out of that. Now Fuego, he might have a chance. Mako's pass a little on the short side. Prussia, he'll get it around 1, but again, it just banged out towards mid. That's Stewie with a hard shot there. Mako, good save. That's going to be the tough part, too, is that this Miracles team is so good at holding that midline pressure. We saw it last week. That one actually gets through all the way to the backboard. But for the Flyers, you got to find a way to, try to work as a team, like you mentioned, to get it out of their own zone and make something happen.
Yeah, that almost went through for St. Cloud. Less than a minute now, under pressure here, Fuego, and he's just going to take it himself, soft touch off the wall, and gets that double touch in. And that's the power of Fuego. Stewie and Trash, traditionally the most aggressive and mechanical players. Fuego is very capable on his own.
Yeah, and I mean, that one handled there without much concern. So nicely done by the Miracles. Keep this one going. Of course, make sure to stick around after this game as well. We'll give you a little preview of what the play-in bracket will look like for Premier, because this is the last game to finish up. Actually, every other result has been posted, so we can figure out what the standings will look like. This one just decides who will play against the Duluth Superiors on that bottom part of the bracket. Mako's trying to put this one away. Prussia with the assistance there as well, but Trash, good save. Ao, his shot saved as well. That's good defensive pressure there. A lot of the Miracles well done to get up in time. And now counter.
Yeah, counter possible on this one. Getting it past 1. Prussia air dribble there. Not going to get it. Redirect from Fuego. Attempt almost went it in. It was a little bit high, let's say. Trash off the wall. 10 seconds left. It's really do or die now for St. Cloud. 2 goals to score. Fuego off the wall. And Ao trying to get it through. Trying to flick it past 1. Stewie back. Maybe 1 for the road. They won't get it. Trash will put it down. Miracles take game 2.
Could have let him score that just to at least get it on the sheet, but Trash has to come in there and get that save. Just a little extra salt in the wound, but another solid game of the Miracles. The thing is that not trying to put a chip on the shoulder here, but for the Miracles, this doesn't really look like a team that has a clear path. It definitely seems like a team that's going to have to fight, because the Flyers, if they are the number 12 team, which, you can have some argument about that, they're making them work for it. They're definitely making them struggle through it. But I think the Miracles, if they can close this in 3, definitely gives me some more confidence for them for the future and, into the play-ins or I guess the tail end of the major and then potentially the play-ins or just the LAN if they make it there. But this one, solid once again for them.
And actually, I just saw this now, but St. Paul did actually win over this Miracles team in Game 5. So really, for Minneapolis, they're fighting to get through group stages at this point. They need to win this series, or they will not go through, and that's a big missed opportunity. So yes, they did clinch play-ins. They do have that secured, but coming into that play-in bracket, you want the best seed as possible. You want to play statistically the worst teams in the league to get that land spot. So Miracles, they absolutely need to win this series. They're 1 game away from doing so. Let's see what St. Cloud can do in response.
Yeah, and I'd like to talk about it as well. There's some pressure on them with that because of the top 4 teams, number 2 and number 3 already through. That's the Lumberjacks and Superiors. Number 1, the Rochester Rhythm, the best team in the regular season, entered the first major, is not in the playoff of this second major. They got knocked out. They went 0-2 against the Barons and the Victory. So that really opens the door for this Miracles team. That was the team that they lost to in the first major. Really gives you an opportunity in major number 2.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate. Vanish was unavailable this weekend, so when Barons played them, they were without Vanish, and that's one of their main players, obviously, as I'm sure everyone knows. So,
of course, I know. My
course,
golden, one of my
best
favorites. Of course. Opening about 45 seconds gone in Game 3. A little bit of back and forth. Nicely done by the Flyers to maintain an even games thus far. That one I think should have probably been a goal, I would say, from AO's angle there, but sometimes just can't quite find it as Trash now goes for an air dribble. Gets a little bit out of reach there. Actually, he's able to follow it up, and Trash, what a shot on that one. I thought he screwed it up, but he had me played like a fiddle.
That was a beautiful touch. Ayo, I love the block attempt coming from the backwards movement, but that was a beautiful touch to get it through. Just soft, lofted through. The exact power that was needed to get it into that goal in Minneapolis. They look great. The problem that they have is that they're not looking stellar on defense. They do have good defense, but they've let St. Cloud through multiple times. And for a team that is last in the standings, when does that start to get in your head? Like, hey, these games are closer than we thought.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to see it as well. A shutout in Game 3 here to show that you've really taken control of this series, really put your foot down and be great, because right there, again, Trash is able to dash back and put that one away, but against a team that's playing a little bit faster, a team that's playing a little bit more cohesive, they might have the boost to put that one away and punish you on those overcommits. So you really can only get away with that for so long. As Prussia makes a nice little touch here. Stewie drops that one down, actually, to Ayo on the other side. He'll have a chance to rip this one out towards mid. No one's there for the pass. It was such a good play there. But nobody there to receive as now Mako puts this one out mid as well. Prussia's going to put it backside, and that's going to tie it up. Once again, midway through, we find ourselves tied at 1 apiece.
I love that touch. I love that play, let's say, from Mako. To get that double touch off the wall, little pinch, getting it to the middle for Prussia, who just places it perfectly to the left side. Left no chance for the defender to even have a shot at it. They tie up the game, and that's exactly what St. Cloud needs to be doing right now. Every opportunity they get, they need to be taking those. That's almost a triple commit, at least a double commit on the side of Miracles. Stewie trying to get that through. Fuego over the middle. Mako with a 0 boost has to get that through. Ayo takes a 50 as well. Still in the Miracles corner. Trash will opt not to go. Fuego will go instead. Leaves it for Prussia. Mako up for this one. Can he drop it down off the crossbar, and Fuego saves away?
Yeah, but again, good pressure here. This is a Flyers team that's looking invigorated, and honestly, it might be that kind of liberating thing that, that liberating feeling that these teams have when they're, nothing's to play for, so you might as well just give it your all and play a little loose, play a little fun, and see what can happen. As Mako puts this one downfield, a double commit there out of the Miracles. Drop down, Ayo shot, looking back post, double commit there again, and can anyone shoot? No. The follow-up, Mako, he'll take a shot there as well, but that one's saved by Trash. Bodies in front of the net, enough to keep it out for now. Prussia chip this one up to himself off of the ceiling, combines with Stewie there. Now looking the way back over to Fuego. He'll try to make a highlight here. That one dropped down. Trash is there. Great pass. That's what I love to see. I mean, talk about the passing plays of this team. We saw it from Stewie games 1 and 2. Now Fuego, look at that one.
That aerial control from Fuego as well. In the transitional play, to top it off, Minneapolis were in emergency defense mode there. Just stay in front of the ball. You don't have any boost. Just stay in front of the ball to block it. And then they score on the other side. That's how fast their transitional play is. That's how fast they can return that fire. Mako has a chance on this one. Good block from Fuego. Just reads it immediately. Comes it out. Trash. Missed from AO. Kind of uncharacteristic of him, but that does leave it for Miracles to put on pressure here.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, at this point, it's kind of Miracles in panic mode. They got to try to find something here. Mako's going to go up for this one, but I mean, the Miracles are suffocating in the midfield. They just always feel like they're there on top of it. They always feel ready. Fuego handles that one beautifully. He'll get a second touch as well, make it a little bit awkward, so Prussia has to go for it. And the follow-up there, now a double commit in the corner for St. Cloud. AO trying to pass it out towards mid, but Trash sets that one down. Now Prussia will put this one up to himself. He might have a chance there. Going to let it float, but Stewie patiently waited there, and that one not too difficult as that one's off the ceiling now. Trash, he'll get a touch, and under a minute left to go. Just a 1-goal lead here for the Miracles, but should be able to close this one out.
Yeah, I'm liking the St. Cloud is starting to recognize the aggressive challenges that Miracles are putting on. They know their rotations are good enough to get back into place, so they can go for those aggressive plays as well. Pinch from Fuego as well, and another player. AO trying to carry this one out. 30 seconds left for St. Cloud. Another familiar situation so far in the series. Make it take a shot. Prussia, the last one back on this one, will have to defend. They don't want to concede there. Trying to carry it across the field. Out from the backboard, Prussia. Mako must not have any boost because he just can't go for it. St. Cloud, that's a reoccurring theme. No boost for them at all as we cross the 10-second threshold. Prussia just hits it up. 0 seconds once again. AO off the ceiling, gets the boost finally. Mako there. A pinch from Stewie, trying to get it through. Prussia over the middle. Can he get there? It will not. It will drop. And Miracles will take that in a sweep.
Yeah, and that right there, it's another one where it's just so close, but just can't quite get on the end of it. And that's tough for the Flyers. Sometimes a season just doesn't quite fall into your hands, and that's what this one is. So they will fall out here of the group stage on Major 2, like you said. I don't think they could even make it all the way into the playoffs, even with a winning of this major. Yeah, they would still have been too far back, I believe. So that's tough there, but that's sometimes how the cards fall. Excuse me. But the Miracles, a solid game here. I want to see them clean some things up because a little bit of a stronger opposition there, and it might get a little bit more dicey. But you got the win. You got through into the next round of the major. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what Miracles set out to accomplish. They got that 3-0 sweep. And it was closer than I had anticipated. I think St. Cloud really did their best effort to try and come out, play their best Rocket League. And then some unfortunate happenings across this season, but that will be the end of our third series. And Cabbage, do you know if we have a tiebreaker match in store for us?
From what I can tell, no. Unfortunately, there's no free Rocket League tonight. You got what you paid for. You'll have to come back next weekend to see if there's any extra. I guess that would only really be overtime, unfortunately. But the schedule, so we do have our bracket set up here. Let's see what we got for the next round, the playoffs, the quarterfinals of Major Number 2 here at the Premier level. Brainerd Victory versus Burnsville Inferno in the top match. Then the next match, Senators versus Atlas. And the bottom half of the bracket, Bemidji Lumberjacks, Minnetonka Barons, they're the 2 versus 8. And then the Duluth Superiors versus the Minneapolis Miracles as the bottom matchup there. So that bottom 4 is an absolute gauntlet. You have 3 of the top 4 teams in the major down there. So really the biggest teams I think that have an opportunity to make something happen here is the Brainerd Victory and the Burnsville Inferno. You have a couple of mid-table teams there. If you win that first game, you have a pretty good chance to make the finals because you just have an easier opponent than a top 4 team.
Yeah, absolutely. That top end of the bracket looks very promising for those teams that there. And I'm looking at my team's matchup against the Bemidji Lumberjacks, and that's a tough one to be. That's going to be interesting to watch. I hope that's on stream. But yeah, very excited for all of those matches next week.
Yeah, and of course, a reminder as well, if you're just tuning in, make sure to check out the links for that. But only a single elimination bracket this time. So that's this group stage kind of gave you that first opportunity to have a few mistakes, have a little bit of kind of feeling the series out. But then week two, it's just straight matches from start to end. So can be kind of nice if you're a team that likes to play less Rocket League. You'll only have 3 series, but if you're a team that takes a little bit to warm up, you got to hope you start that first series quick. Otherwise, being down early is not where you want to be in that single elim bracket.
Yeah, and that really, if you're one of the lower teams coming in, say the Barons or the Burnsville Inferno, that kind of allows you to get some momentum. If you can get a good series in for the first one, carry that through, and you may have a run on your hands. But yeah, that's going to be a tough ask for them as well.
But of course, make sure to tune in Thursday. We'll have the Rising Star playoffs starting that night, or the playoffs of the major number 2. It will be on Thursday night here on MNCS. Then Friday will be Challenger. Saturday will be Premier. Keep up to date on prospect things as well. Matches going on tomorrow for
Yep.
our most fun league in MNCS. We all know
I
that's
will try to
entirely
stream
true.
those.
Oh, okay. So we'll see that. You might see Freight Cabbage in the game then for once, but. It was a pleasure to be on here. I think had some great games overall. Would have liked to see some tighter matchups, but at least at least a couple 3-1s in there.
Yeah, absolutely. But that will do it. Like Cabbage said, join us tomorrow. We should be live around 6. Well, I will be live around 6, streaming those prospect matches. And of course, Thursday next week as well, we will have the second end of the bracket, which, like Cabbage said, our best of 7s knockout stage. So you have one chance. If you lose a series, you're out. That's the end of your run. So it's going to be very exciting for sure. But it's been a pleasure casting for you with you, Cabbage. Any final thoughts before we close it out?
I mean, hey, it's just about a month away from the LAN. Make sure to get your tickets. It's at the new esports venue up in St. Cloud. I am incredibly excited to see that facility. We've had some great spots for MNCS LAN, and this one going to be, I think, the best venue we've ever been in. So you're going to make sure to want to be there. Tune in later this week. We'll see who's joining us there in just about a month.